So today I want to talk with you guys about one of the most important topics when it comes to sales, when it comes to recruiting, when it comes to team building. Always remember this: exposure is everything, fortune is in the follow-up, and then work with the willing. Those are the three fundamental backbone pillar ideals that you are going to live or die on in network marketing. Exposure is everything, fortune's in the follow-up, and work with the willing. Now, if you don't expose new people to your business or to your product, you will not recruit them and you will not sell them. So exposure is everything. They need to learn about what you do. Secondly, fortune is in the follow-up, and this is where most people are failing in network marketing. Okay? People complain all the time. I'm talking to all these people. I'm not signing anybody up. What's wrong? What's wrong with my business? What's wrong with my company? What's wrong with me? What's wrong with my opportunity? What's wrong with my product? What's wrong with people? There's nothing wrong. I want to share with you all some statistics right now that you must always know and remember when it comes to follow-up. Check this out. Do you all know that 48% of people never follow up with a prospect? They have an initial conversation, an initial exposure, and 48% never do any follow-up. 25% make a second contact and stop. 12% make a third contact and stop. Only 10% of recruiters or salespeople follow up more than 3 times. Check that out. Think about it. 48% never follow up, 25% follow up once, 12% follow up twice, only 10% follow up 3 or more times. Now, listen to this. Only 2% of sales come from the first contact. Only 2% of the time does a contact decide on the spot. 3% of sales come on the second contact. 5% on the third contact. 10% on the fourth contact, and 80% of sales are made on the 5th through the 12th contact. Whether you're selling or whether you're recruiting, this is true. So again, if 2% of the time somebody decides on the spot, or 3% of the time on the first follow-up, or 5% on the third, or 10% on the fourth, but then you've got 80% of the people are making the decision after you followed up 5 to 12 times. Do you guys agree or not agree that fortune is truly in the follow-up? So what I want to suggest to you is that follow-up needs to be immediate, enthusiastic, consistent, and persistent. Immediate, enthusiastic, consistent, and persistent. What do I mean by that? If you talk to somebody on a Tuesday and you show them information about your business on a Tuesday, morning, afternoon, then guess what? You need to immediately strike while the iron's hot. If they just listened to a conference call, if they just watched a video, within hours, you must follow up. Immediately strike while the iron's hot. When you wait till the iron cools down, it's no longer malleable. It will no longer bend. So immediate, with enthusiasm. So, people are buying more on the height of your enthusiasm rather than on the depth of your knowledge. You've got to be enthusiastic. Sales or recruiting is a transfer of belief. It's a transfer of excitement. It's a transfer of passion. If they don't hear that enthusiasm in your voice when you're following up with them, you're not going to move into action. So immediate, enthusiastic, and then number 3, consistent. Okay? You need to be consistent with your follow-up. Follow up immediately, and then follow up that night or the next morning, and then follow up the next day, and then follow up the next day, and follow up a couple days later, and then a week later, and then a couple weeks later, and then a month later, and then every few months, and then every several months, and then once a year. That's how the longer the follow-up goes, the further you space it out a little bit, but you always want to consistently follow up, consistent, not here or there, but consistently and persistently. Which means you follow up until they sign up. You follow up until they sign up. Some of the great recruits I brought aboard my business over the years, it took me months and some of them years of following up. Now, amateurs convince, professionals sort. I'm not saying that you need to follow up to convince them. I'm saying you follow up to continue to sort them, to continue to give them information. No simply means not yet. You have not given them enough reason to either completely buy into what you're selling them or the opportunity you're trying to get them excited about, or you haven't created the urgency in them. How do you create urgency in your prospect to get them to sign up with you now versus putting it off? WIIFM is their favorite radio station. What's in it for me? You have to use WIFMs. You have to explain to them what is in it for them right now. If they sign up right now, what will their benefits be? How are they going to make more money right now? How are they, use your company incentives. If your company's got a car bonus program, if they've got an incentive trip that they can start qualifying to win, there's some bonuses that are on the table. Utilize whatever incentives your company's got. Maybe you've got, maybe you're dangling the carrot. Maybe you've got a few people that are sharp. You're getting ready to sign up, and you can tell them, hey, look, if you sign up right now, I'll go ahead and put your application in first, and I'll put these other people underneath of you, and you're going to earn overrides and residuals on all their business forever. You can learn how to create urgency. But again, exposure is everything. Fortune's in the follow-up. Work with the willing. I hope that this video that we're doing right now with you guys today is giving you all some food for thought. I hope that you realize that you must follow up, follow up, follow up, because that's the only time when somebody signs on the dotted line and they get started or they purchase your product, that's the only way that you're going to get paid. And the only way you're going to duplicate is by bringing people on board, onto your team, and teaching them how to do proper exposures and teaching them how to be great at follow-up as well. So I would encourage you guys to make a decision today that you are going to be the follow-up king or the follow-up queen in your company. Be known for that, and you'll be known as a top recruiter and a top builder in your business. Have a great day, you guys. Take care.